Hello, hope you're having a good day. This is Preeti Krishna. I'm a product manager for Microsoft Sentinel and Microsoft Cloud Security.
Hi, I am Ala, a product manager with the Microsoft Sentinel data collection team, and together we are going to build a Codeless connector.
In this session, we'll start with a quick introduction to Microsoft Sentinel, followed by opportunities to build on Microsoft Sentinel platform, particularly the why, the what's in the house. Further ahead, we will build a data connector together without writing any code and learn how to package and publish this as a Microsoft Sentinel solution. We'll conclude with pointers for you to get started as a Sentinel developer. Let's start with an introduction. Microsoft Sentinel offers a modern approach to SIEM, which is security information and event management, by being entirely cloud native and powered by AI and automation to help optimize security operations. Microsoft Sentinel's cloud-native nature empowers customers with the scale, flexibility, and speed of the cloud while eliminating time and money spent on managing infrastructure. It detects complex evolving threats across a vast volume of low-fidelity signals using built-in machine learning algorithms developed by Microsoft security experts. It gives customers everything they need to expedite incident response, streamlining investigations with robust automations, and equipping customers with built-in automations. Finally, with these efficiency gains, Microsoft Sentinel gives customers the ability to finally be proactive about finding and stopping threats. It includes robust threat hunting tools to help customers get ahead of attackers. With this introduction of the value proposition that Microsoft Sentinel offers to customers, let's look at why do I as a developer build on Microsoft Sentinel platform. First, Microsoft Sentinel has a growing set of over 17,000 active customers, many of whom have great feedback for Microsoft Sentinel. This primarily includes the time it saves the security operations teams and enables them to focus on more strategic security efforts. Second, Microsoft Sentinel has a thriving ecosystem of 80+ managed service providers and security providers. With close to 200 connectors and solutions integrating ISV products like CrowdStrike, Palo Alto, Vectra, and more, and cloud services like Amazon, Google, and more. Finally, Microsoft Sentinel offers a vibrant community of developers and threat experts who have contributed over 1,700 SIEM content contributions to the GitHub repo. You can also participate in the Microsoft Sentinel hackathons that are frequently hosted and win some great prizes too. Next, let's look at what can be built on the Microsoft Sentinel platform. For this, let's look at the customer use cases for Microsoft Sentinel. It all starts with customers collecting all of their data from multiple Microsoft as well as non-Microsoft products and services into Microsoft Sentinel. This is accomplished using data connectors and data formatting using parsers or custo functions. Once the data is in, customers can get instant insight into that data via dashboards, which are called workbooks in Microsoft Sentinel. Customers can also apply analytics to that data, including user behavioral analytics or UEBA, to find real threats from that sea of data. This is possible using analytic rules with threat intelligence indicators. Customers can hunt through all of their data using built-in exploratory queries, using bookmarks and live stream tools to track notable events and monitor new activities. Customers can manage and investigate incidents using graphs and timeline views. Also, automate leveraging investigation and remediation playbooks. All of these data connectors, parsers, workbooks, analytic rules, playbooks, and more are termed as Microsoft Sentinel or SIEM content, or simply content in this presentation. All this content is contributed by security experts and developers from ecosystem partner companies, Microsoft Sentinel community, and Microsoft security teams. The content can be delivered as individual standalone content or as Microsoft Sentinel solutions. Okay, now what is Microsoft Sentinel solutions? Currently, solutions in Microsoft Sentinel are a collection of one or many data connectors, workbooks, parsers, analytics, which is aka content that delivers an end-to-end product, domain, or vertical value for customers. For example, Cisco Umbrella solution delivers capability for customers to ingest Cisco Umbrella data into Microsoft Sentinel and also view Umbrella insights via workbooks as well as analytics to detect threats and investigate using playbooks that query Cisco Umbrella APIs. Similarly, domain solutions can be compliance solutions for security posture management that can have workbooks and analytics operating on multiple data sources. Vertical solutions like HIPAA Health or Finance SOC solutions can similarly deliver value for vertical scenarios. We are also exploring new types of solutions to integrate with Microsoft Sentinel APIs to power integration type or tool types of solutions. These are like migration tools or healthcare SaaS solutions. Another category of solutions we are exploring are service offering type of solutions to manage service provider listings. Bottom line, all these solutions, irrespective of type, packaged content or integration or tool or service offering solution type, delivers end-to-end product value or domain or vertical value for security operation teams. From a value proposition standpoint, solutions offers customers to discover SIEM content and integrations to unlock value in Microsoft Sentinel. Furthermore, customers can easily deploy this end-to-end value in a single step versus multiple steps to discover and deploy individual piecemeal content items. In the near future, we'll have solutions experiences to enable and manage content easily. From a partner perspective, solutions enables partners to deliver combined value for their Microsoft Sentinel integrations, enabling partners to productize their investments. We're also exploring future capabilities to unlock more marketplace offerings for partners. Let's move to how to build a solution now. We'll be building a solution later in the session where we'll be diving into more details. To start with, you can deliver a content package solution for Microsoft Sentinel by following a 3-step process. A. Create content. This starts with defining your solution scenarios and defining what content you would like to build. Step B is packaging content. At this time, you can define your solution user experience. We have a UI definition template you can leverage and customize to get you started, and a solution packaging tool to help package the content you build in the earlier step. Step C is publishing your solution. This step is usually handled by your product manager or business development manager. For this, we'll leverage Partner Center so that your solution appears in Azure Marketplace as well as Microsoft Sentinel Content Hub. Your solution goes through a certification process before showing up in Microsoft Sentinel. There's a step-by-step guidance to help you publish your solution as well. Let's delve a bit deeper into Step A. As part of Step A, first, you can develop your content. This includes making decisions on whether your solution needs a data connector to ingest the logs from a product source, or whether you're leveraging existing data connectors and building additional content. Next, finding out visualization scenarios for your workbooks, detection for analytic rules, and investigation and remediation for playbooks, which is powered by Azure Logic Apps. Detailed guidance for each of this content type is on the GitHub repository. The GitHub repo also includes content validations, which are powered by Azure pipelines. You can add additional validations for your content scenarios as well. Finally, you can submit the content as a GitHub pull request, where the Microsoft Sentinel Community Review team will help review before merging your pull request. There are multiple patterns of data connectors that you can build depending on the data source you're trying to integrate with. Microsoft Sentinel supports syslog, Common Event Format or CEF, and connecting with REST API endpoints, either in a data push from other products into Microsoft Sentinel or data pull from the product API endpoint into Microsoft Sentinel. Traditionally, the pull has been accomplished by Azure Functions, which requires writing code. Now, we have a new capability that enables you to build data connectors and ingest logs into Sentinel without writing any code. Ala will walk us through how you can build a Microsoft Sentinel data connector codelessly.
So what is it, the Codeless Connector Platform? The Codeless Connector Platform, CCP in short, provides partners, advanced users, and developers with the ability to create custom connectors, connect them, and ingest data into Microsoft Sentinel Workspace using just a JSON file configuration. Until recently, if you needed to bring your custom logs to Microsoft Sentinel, you had to build and manage applications, including managing compute, scaling, and monitoring. CCP takes care of these tasks: no coding, highly scalable, configurable UI components, free Polar as a service, and integrates well with the Microsoft Sentinel Health service, which provides you with connector statuses and the ability to troubleshoot. To build a connector, you need to configure a JSON file containing the user interface configuration, such as title, descriptions, control, etc. Then you need to configure the polling configuration. Basically, how do you want the platform to interact with the source? Then deploy this definition either through the API or as an ARM template. At this point, you would have a connector, and the user needs to provide the credentials to establish a connection to the source so we can start pulling data into your workspace. Some best practices before you start developing your connector: you need to learn and understand how your data source behaves, mainly around authentication and APIs. For a quick start, please check out our public documentation in addition to our GitHub repo to leverage some of our connectors examples out there. In addition, I would recommend enabling the Sentinel Health service that provides monitoring and provides you also with the connector health statuses. Demo time. In this demo, we are going to build a solution for GWorkspace admin audit log. Let's build our connector. This is an ARM template connector definition. It has two major parts: user interface definition and the polling configuration. Let's expand the connector UI config. In this section, you configure the UI components, such as the connector title, connector description, and also the destination, the table name in the graph query table name attribute. To instruct the user how to install a connector, you can use the instruction steps attribute, which defines an array of widget parts that explain to the user how to install. Here I have put some description and configured an OAuth 2 widget. Moving on to the polling configuration section. This section has two parts: authentication and polling configurations. I just want to mention that it is crucial to understand how to interact with the source before starting to develop your connector. In our example, it's an OAuth 2 configuration, which includes authorization, redirect, token endpoints, in addition to the scope and other OAuth 2 app parameters. Once you set up the OAuth 2 section, you can move forward to the polling configuration. In the polling configuration, you specify the endpoint which you want to pull data from, along with additional HTTP queries, parameters, and other configurations such as pagination, retry count, etc. I recommend to check our public documentation for the full list of configurations. Lastly, the event.json path attribute allows you to filter in nested JSON from logs before ingesting into your workspace. Now we can deploy our connector. I am using the Azure portal to deploy my ARM template. Let's see our new connector in the data connector page. Here we go. Our connector is deployed to Microsoft Sentinel. Let's connect. To establish a connection, you need to authenticate. In this case, we need to provide OAuth 2 credentials, client ID, and secret. Once I click connect, the platform will reach out to the source, in this example to Google, and prompt the user with the authentication and consent approval. As you can see, we were able to establish a connection. Please take into consideration that it takes up to 20 minutes to see first logs. Let's check for health messages. As you can see, the health service indicates that it tried to pull logs and operations was successful. Let's query our table to look at some logs. And now we have an active connector built from scratch using just configurations without any coding. Thanks for watching. Now we will move on to Pretty, which will show us how to build a solution on top of this connector.
Now that you know how to build a codeless data connector, let's try to package that in a solution along with additional content like analytic rules, workbooks, etc. For this, let's first go to the Microsoft Sentinel GitHub repository, which can be accessed by going to Aka.ms threathunters. This is the unified Microsoft SIEM and XDR repository. There is a leaderboard as well out here where contributors can earn badges for their contributions. All the more reason to contribute content and solutions to the GitHub repository. With this, let's get started. You can see contribution guidance for each of the content items like playbooks, workbooks, hunting, notebooks, and so on. We'll also see how you can test your contribution using the Azure pipelines that is enabled on this repository, and also submit your contribution doing a pull request on this GitHub repo. Taking an example of analytic rule templates contribution guidelines, you can see that each of this guidance has step-by-step process in terms of how do you get started on these, and also templates to get you started easily to build these content items, along with examples too. Now let's move on to the solutions build process. We're familiar with this, with the three-step process that we saw earlier, which is create content, package content, and publish your solution. Going to the create content step, you can create different types of content like data connector that you just saw, analytic rules, and so on. And you can create a solution folder for your solution with the content items. For example, the data connector JSON file can land in the data connector folder. The analytic rules, which are in YAML format, can land in the analytics rule folder of your solution. For example, in this case, this is how a YAML file would look like for an analytic rule. You'll also see a package folder out here, which is generated as an output of step 2, which we'll go to next. Now that you have built your content, you can package your content in step 2. And there is a packaging tool available for this step. Packaging process. You can set up prerequisites for the packaging process and also download the tool that is available by cloning this repository. The next step is to create input files for this packaging process. The first step is creating an input file. The input file includes the name of the solution, the author, description, and so on, and links to your content items that you want to include in this package, along with version of the package. It also includes a link to your solution metadata file. The next file is the solution metadata file. The solution metadata file enables customers to discover your solution via different categories, like domain categories like security threat protection or security threat intelligence or compliance or identity type of domains and more, or verticals like industry verticals like retail or healthcare or finance and so on. Similarly, you can even provide your support information for your solution using the metadata file. Once you run the tool, you will get a solution package file. The solution package is a zip file which includes two files, a create UI definition file and a main template file. The create UI definition file describes the UX of your solution deployment experience. And this is auto-generated by the tool, which you can also update if you want to customize it per your needs. The main template file is the master AM template, which will enable deployment of the individual content pieces included in the package, like data connectors, analytic rules, playbooks. You can see the same codeless connector that Ala built out here included in this package, along with other content items like hunting queries in this. The third step in the process is publishing your solution, and this is powered by Microsoft Partner Center. There's a one-time registration required on Microsoft Partner Center before you could publish your first solution, and there are steps with detailed guidance to do this. Once you're done with that, you can access Partner Center by going to partner.microsoft.com, and you can start creating your new solution by clicking on New Offer. When you click on New Offer, there are multiple types of offers available in Partner Center. And for Microsoft Sentinel solutions, we select Azure Application type of offer. This will prompt you to enter the offer ID, which is the unique identifier for your solution, and your alias as well. Here's an example of the Google Workspace report solution that includes the package that we just built out. Here we can see that the publishing step includes a few sub-steps, like it starts with setting up the offer and preview creation, followed by certification and publish processes. So you start the process with offer setup, where you can enter the information about your offer along with customer leads as an optional step. You can go and set up properties for your offer as well, and categories for these to be discovered in Azure Marketplace. So your offer listing includes the name of your offer and description, and you can include description in HTML format as well. It is very important to set this GWorkspace as a search keyword to identify your offer in Content Hub as a Microsoft Sentinel solution, and this is documented in the Publish Solution step of the contribution guidance for solutions. There are different product information links that you can supply as well, along with support contact information and other information for your solution. You can create your new plan for the offer, which will enable you to set further parameters for your plan that includes the name of the plan and the summary, description, as well as the package information in the technical configuration, where you can upload the package that we generated in the earlier step. Once you have set up your plan, you can go ahead and review and publish your offer, which will trigger the validation processes and get you to certification. And the certification step is handled by Microsoft, and after which the offer goes live both on Azure Marketplace as well as Content Hub as a Microsoft Sentinel solution. So customers can see your solution on Content Hub and Microsoft Sentinel. And the metadata that we set enables customers to select and search your solution by different types of categories. So in this case, we built a solution for Google Workspace, and we can see that the solution lands here. Customers can install the solution, which will launch the deployment wizard. You can see that there are the different information that we provided in the offer will be displayed here, including the plan information and the support information that we entered in Partner Center. Customers can install the solution by clicking Create, which would launch the UI definition file that you supplied in the plan. And this is the UI definition file, and selecting a workspace can actually see all the screens that we supplied with the UI definition file. Once this step is done, Review and Create would actually prompt the deployment process that will trigger the master ARM template or the main template that was supplied with the plan as well. After the deployment succeeds, you can see the different content types like data connectors, workbooks, etc. land in the respective gallery. The data connector for Google Admin Audit Logs shows up in the data connector gallery, where you can see the data flow. You can go to workbooks and then look for the workbook that got deployed with this solution. Clicking View Save Workbook will display the workbook with all the data that is flowing through the data connector. Find other content types like analytics rules deployed with the solution, as well as hunting queries deployed with the solution in the respective blades. So this is how you can go ahead and build a solution and publish it so that customers can discover the end-to-end value of your product in Microsoft Sentinel. Now that you know how to build a data connector codelessly and package it in a solution with additional content, why wait? Get started now. Go to Aka.ms Sentinel Partner Opportunities to explore partner opportunities and integrate with Microsoft Sentinel. Visit Aka.ms threathunters to start building your dream solution. Thank you for your time. Look forward to seeing your solution land in Microsoft Sentinel Content Hub and appreciate your feedback.